Hello and welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations tonight. So just waiting for a few people to join. We are on Facebook and we are also on Instagram Live tonight because I'd love to start kind of like tag teaming and doing both of them together. So this is my first time doing it from my laptop, so I really hope that this is working. It looks like everything's flowing okay. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we'll start out doing, hi Carly, good to see you here. We'll be starting out by doing a collective reading. So I've got my cards tonight. We'll do a collective reading. Hi, Catherine. So tonight we also have, as you may have seen in the title, we might have, I'm just waiting for a few more people to jump on. Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. So we have more people over on the spiritual events directory page over on Facebook. So if there is any questions that you do have, you can jump on over to there and we will be doing it there. I am also looking at doing some more shows in the future on Instagram too. Hi Life Force, hi Carly. Hi Amanda, hi Tracy, hi Little Faye. So yeah, we did have in the title tonight, exciting giveaway. So what we actually have is for those that like and share the night, tonight's video, you're actually going into the chance of winning a reading with me. So in a 1 hour reading, we will look into doing an aura drawing. We also will do, so I'm basically energetically looking into what's happening around you. So it's kind of an energetic photo for what's going on in the moment, and also be doing some cards with that, and also looking into questions, chatting with your guides as part of the giveaway as well. So I really look forward to, at the end of the show, going through the post and seeing those that are on spiritual events directory that have liked and shared, going into the chance to have that giveaway. So yeah, making sure that you hit that like button and sharing, and then you're in with a chance to win a free reading from me. So let's get started on collective reading. So we'll just go in, have a shuffle. All right, so first up, we're going to be looking into the next couple of days and what energy is coming up. So this is cool. I've changed my setup a little tonight so that you can kind of see how I work. Okay, and then we'll pick midweek. Okay. And then towards the end of the week. Oh, this is interesting energy. Just starting to tap into this. All right, so let's get started. Hi everyone who's just joining us now. I'm just getting used to this new setup that we've got happening here. Hi. We've got two cameras. Hey. All right. Oh, awesome. Thank you for liking and sharing. So you guys are in the chance to win a free reading with me if you like and share tonight. So let's have a look at energy for the start of the week. Hi Lynette, good to see you over here. All right, so let's tune in. So first off, what I'm getting coming in over the next couple of days, and this is really interesting timing as well. So we are definitely now well and truly out of Venus retrograde. So it means that things that were affecting love life and that are less of an issue. Although we still are in the shadow of, or we still are in Mercury retrograde at the moment. So that will continue until the 12th of July. 2 weeks other side of that, we will be still within the shadow of it, but it means, as we were saying last week, because we were still within that period last week, just being careful around like contracts and agreements and about new commitments. Sometimes it will bring up lovers from the past and things like that. But yeah, we're getting towards some eclipse energy too, to do with the moon. We will be answering some questions first, but we will also be answering the cards. So first up, for the next few days, what I'm seeing in the next 2 to 3 window, I'm seeing a lot of influx of these higher golden energies and higher frequencies coming in. So it is the time to meditate, to really like tune in and start to feel those golden energies coming in, and really feeling like what it is that you're possible of doing. Because I feel like this is like a life check-in energy that's come about. So for the next couple of days, I want you to really think about where you are on your path, what it is that you're bringing and manifesting towards you, where it is that you're wanting to kind of drive and connect. So let's have a look with this gold if there's anything else. Okay, so with this feeling as well, I am getting what I would call like more of like a whoosh sensation. It feels almost like spirit coming in and kind of like whooshing is the energy that I'm feeling. So let's also see what else is connected around this. Okay, so this is about fine-tuning your receptivity. So what I mean by receptivity is we all have physical senses and we have psychic senses that's all connected and as an extension of these physical senses. So I really want you to tune into your vision sense. What is your inner vision telling you? What is it that you're feeling as an extension from your normal energy, sort of that heightened energy, that psychic and spiritual energy? What is it that it's telling you? Because this is all about life path is what I'm feeling at the moment, these next couple of days. And they're showing me the image of dice being thrown. So it's really, there's a little bit of a gamble type feel towards it in terms of like thinking outside of your limitations about what you feel is possible. So looking into possibly creating a list on what you feel is possible and what you feel is sort of like reaching or overstepping that mark and what you think you're capable of, but perhaps not quite there yet. And I want you to start visualizing and imagining what it would be like to start working with it. So let's check this card that we've got to do with this. Okay. So this is interesting. We've got the card of death, which is the card of rebirth. So this is what we were talking about. I don't know if you can see this whooshing type energy coming in. This is you creating a new version of yourself. So really looking into this life path, starting to call in these higher energies, call in this fresh start that you've been asking for, and really feeling yourself kind of like reborn and reignited on this path, letting go of anything that's old, anything that can stay behind to do with this Mercury retrograde, just really feeling it behind you, even visualizing it as you're standing on a timeline, and that is in the past. So anything that's not meant to be here, literally feeling it stand and pull back behind you. I'm seeing other people say yes, that's awesome, and other people are saying it's just filming. All right, let's see if there's anything else within this. Oh, okay, so this is really interesting too. We have at the bottom base of this card, I'm just trying to hold it up on both cameras, we have some Scorpion energy here. So for anyone that's just joining, this is a collective reading. This first part is to do with the next couple of days. So what I'm seeing with this Scorpion energy is that you have to be careful to not sort of like sting yourself. It has to be because we're talking about like rebirth on our path and to do with like where we're heading and things. So it really is about making sure that you're not missing the mark. It's using head, heart, and gut to make decisions to go onto the path. Hi Lauren, hi Jack, good to see you guys on here. So let's look into midweek. Okay, so for midweek energies, remembering the next couple of days, we're really setting up and looking at where we're heading in terms of like our path and where we want to go. And I feel like we're also setting up the energy of the next 6 months within this. They're showing me a sphere. So let's have a look. We've got some blue coming up. There's also little orbs and like different energies that I'm seeing kind of come to the party of this. So this one we're looking sort of like midweek. The other thing that I'm feeling is sort of like a little bit of tears just in my right hand eye. So that's sort of like the outer vision of the world. It's not so much like the inner feeling. So it feels like something more outwardly impacting. It doesn't feel bad, but I feel like it's a kind of release. This could also be to do with this eclipse energy that we're also heading into as well. So this is interesting. We have the Prince of Discs. So this is funny because what did I just say? That I was seeing a lot of orb energies. And have a look. I'm just going to separately hold this up on Instagram. See this this beautiful chariot pulled by this gorgeous Taurus energy. So Taurus is the mother, it's the nurturer. These are the orbs. These are the beings that are coming and meeting us and working with us into the future as well. So this is this collective energy that we were talking about. Let me just jump in and see if I can do something. We've just got someone over here. Let me see. Oops, sorry, I've just got someone, don't know if anyone else has already reported them, but there's someone just spamming people. Okay, hopefully they will disappear in a minute. Sorry guys, bear with me. Almost. Okay, and hopefully that is done. Thank you everyone for who was just noticing I was getting spammed as well. So what we've got with this energy, when we look at it as a collective and we look at it as a whole, we've got this recreation of self. We've got the energy coming to do with your guides and to do with all of the pieces of the puzzle coming together from doing this self work. And what's interesting is when we look at where we've sort of been the last couple of months, a lot of people have been doing a lot of introspection and really like looking within. We've had that time to go within. So yeah, it's all about like different parts of the puzzle coming together. But what it really is too, if we look at this, and I've been talking about this so much lately, is these are all of our cells vibrating. So this is our cells vibrating, these orb energies in this card as well. It has the double meaning for guides and things. So for people that are just joining us, the giveaway is if you like and share, you go into the chance to win a private reading with me where we do an aura drawing, we do tarot, and we communicate with guides. So that's for those that like and share, go into the chance to win that. So I will be picking at the end of the night a name from the people that have shared. So yeah, with this energy and what we're sort of taking forward into the future, and this is really about like, if we look at this Chariot energy again, there's only so much that we can take through into the future as well. So really thinking about what is it that you want to take forward, what is it on your path. So let's have a look to go into future side of things. So this is round about this time next week and sort of like Wednesday, Thursday next week. Let's see what we get. All right, I'm just really feeling it's sort of like the energy rises to meet what we're mentally creating. And what I mean by that is there's a feeling of kind of like this Kundalini energy that's welling up within me. I'm seeing like the chakras coming alight from like root chakra moving into sacral, moving into solar plexus, moving into heart. So I feel like we're sort of like at that heart point around this time next week. Oh, sorry guys, this person is not. Let's see if we can. No. Just trying to block them again. So we've had this a few times lately, so sorry. I know it's putting a pause on everything. Let's see if this one works. Okay. Hopefully I've done this correctly. So yeah, what I'm really feeling with this is all of that hard work and the thoughts and the integration coming together, feeling it vibrate within yourselves and letting this Kundalini energy come up and sort of spark that magic. So if we think about it like these next couple of days, we're planting the seed, we're watering the seed, and then by the end of the next week, it's feeling that energy come up of that seed sort of surfacing through the soil. This is funny. So we have this card as well, which is what we were just talking about. So it's sort of like that mental harnessing, and then that rise of the surface, and then that seed kind of like planting and coming and breaking up through the soil. So really looking at having those around you that support and work together with this. So let's also just start doing some cards. So yeah, it'd be nice to hear other people's thoughts and comments on this. Oh, thank you, Lauren. She's saying because you share your truth. Thank you, gorgeous. So let's have a pick. We'll do some cards. All right. Let's have a look. Okay, so Catherine Holly, I'm seeing a question from you saying, need a baby, lol. I'm going to have one. Am I going to have one? I'm single. All right, so let's have a look, Catherine, what we're getting with this. What I'm actually feeling is what I would call sort of like it's like a heart energy. But what they're showing me, because I feel like I'm feeling guides here, they're saying some of this feeling of like wanting to have a baby, not only is it biological, but it's a lot of like flowing this beautiful heart energy that you have and that you want to give to others. Feeling yourself flow that back into your own heart is what I'm actually being shown by some of the guides that are showing up to do with this. So it's resonating and coming up as a beautiful emerald green, and just feeling the energy over your heart. And when I'm going into this space, I'm seeing a lot of orbs come up. So sometimes we will be visited by orbs, which are also sometimes babies that come and visit us before they're born. They'll come visit us in dreams, they'll come visit us in spirit, and sometimes even in orb forms, where we'll see them in photos, we'll see them with our eyes. All right, so let's have a look into this card for you. All right, so what it's actually encouraging at the moment, the energies that I'm seeing are also encouraging you to get in touch with like your spiritual connections and spiritual contacts. They're saying when you is the right time to connect and to have a baby, is that you will be charging from, you will be attracting from like a higher pool energy of souls. So it's like if you work on yourself like on a spiritual level and things, the level of child that you're also going to draw in will be more of a soul family connection. There'll be more of a special bond and more of like soul recognition between the two of you as well. So let's flip this. This is beautiful. So we've got the Knight of Wands. This in a way is kind of like an active charge in, but you might be running into fire. So it is sort of like a little bit of like prepare yourself, but it's sort of like a little bit of heed of warning type card too. But it really is sort of getting yourself prepared. There's a lot of womb orange type energy with this and a lot of confidence, but there's also lessons to learn too. So having a look at anything in your life that you need to have in place before a baby comes into the world. So yeah, that's a card for that. All right, let's have a look. All right, we've got Lauren also wanting a card. Let's pick a card for you. All right. With you, Lauren, what I'm seeing and feeling as soon as I start to connect in with you, I'm just really feeling it goes straight to my heart. I'm seeing and feeling like third eye integrated, and I'm getting this new kind of like vision open up. It's like I'm seeing out of my third eye, but through my, it's like my heart chakras in my third eye, if that makes sense. So what I'm also seeing is a lot of toning and a lot of music and things connected to this, and I'm fully seeing and feeling spirit as though it's like around me and kind of like embracing. It feels almost like being wrapped in like a velvet blanket, and they're just really encouraging you to tap in and tune into this right now and starting to use this heart-based vision is what I'm hearing it being called. So let's flip this card. Oh, this is cool. This is the card of works. So this is like you, like in the moment, it's this blanket feeling of energy surrounding you. It's all available to tap into. It's really just getting into that frequency. So I hope that helps, and just sending you that lovely energy. It's that triad coming together too. So let's jump in and ask another question. All right, Beverly French, she's saying that I make so much sense. Would love a card about finances, please. Let's have a look. All right, so finances, what I'm actually seeing is a lot of yellow energy streaming in, and it's coming to me on your left-hand side. I really feel that this is about trusting your intuition to do with finances, but there's an inner research or dialogue that's happening to do with finances. So what I mean by that is sometimes when we learn, it is from books, and sometimes when we learn, it's from tapping into our own energy, our own information. What is the wisdom our soul is speaking? What is it that we have that we haven't put to use, is what I'm hearing them say. So let's pick a card to do with that. All right, so this is for Beverly. All right, so the image that I'm getting, and I am getting taken a lot to my left eye, and this, it's interesting because I'm seeing the image of an owl, and also feeling sort of like Falcon Horus energy, which was one of the Egyptian gods. So he also would have like, you would see like the Egyptian Eye of Horus. Are you welcome, Lauren? Yeah, so what I'm seeing is sort of like this Egyptian Eye of Horus, and it's taking me to these inner mystery schools. So what I mean by this is we have on the left-hand side, which is like the feminine, it's the esoteric, it's sort of like that inner mystery, it's the inner vision, it's the inner wisdom. So pay attention to your inner wisdom around finances at the moment is what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing this downstream of energy coming in. Also good to, you know, put the practical into play with seeking other knowledge as well, but I really feel that the important aspect at the moment is to look within. We'll just see if there's anything else. The other thing that I'm sort of feeling for you, Beverly, as well as this vision thing with the left hand side, is I'm actually feeling spirit come and like and waver and kind of like tip me around, if that makes sense. So I'm feeling that energy of being moved by spirit. Pay attention to when you're feeling moved by spirit, is what I'm really feeling with this. So interesting that we're looking at this around finances, because I feel like this is also connected to other points in your life. We have the card of change. This is really about changing, doing something different as well. So looking at what is it that you haven't done before, and what is it that you could change about the way that you're doing things. So I hope that that helps. Let's have a look. Just going through. All right, so Vicky Maya, she's just saying, really needs some guidance around health at the moment, please. All right, let's just have a look into this, Vicky. Okay, so I'm just tuning into your energy. The first thing that I see is interesting. There's a couple of things going on. I'm feeling sort of like a little bit of kind of like tiredness, sluggishness, which, if I'm sort of looking into like the Chinese medicine principles behind things, and the energy that I see that's similar to that, is sometimes this kind of like green energy that I get can be related to do with like liver or gallbladder, and sometimes it can be a feeling of sluggishness or fatigue when things are sort of like not running at optimal. It might mean that there might be some background detoxification that needs to happen. And the other thing that I'm sort of seeing along with this kind of like tiredness or just not feeling up to par is sort of like a deeper purple and even tiny bit of a little darker kind of black color to do with this. So I feel like it's tackling it not just from like a detox point of view, but it also feels to be tackling it from a spiritual perspective and energetic protection perspective too. So let's just have a look into this. The other thing that I saw was with the energy, it was taking me like over here first. This was the first place I was led, was sort of like around third eye, and kind of like feeling it coming down like over my head. And I felt sort of like a little bit of a fog and almost like a sort of like a sharp headachy type feeling connected with this. And then I was seeing that wash with the green color we were talking about, connected to do with detox and to do with sort of like liver, gallbladder, lymphatic area is also another one that's associated with that color. So let's have a look at what we're getting to do with this. All right, so what I'm sort of seeing, like, to kind of like get you back on track and things, I'm seeing like a lot of blue energy come in. But what's interesting is the areas that we were being taken to and they were talking about, I'm seeing more of a blue come up over like around heart and throat. And they're telling me it's really important for you to speak from the heart at the moment and release some things to get off your chest. I'm really feeling sort of like drawn to these kind of areas. And I'm even feeling it sort of like circling around the body, like it's circling almost like through the lymph and things. There's things that sort of like become stagnant and that you might be holding on to. And I really feel to like give a voice to your heart at the moment is what they're showing me. Let's flip this. This is beautiful. We've got the card of abundance. So water, when we get it come up in a card, represents, it's an energy connected to do with the emotions. So if the water was murkier, it would sort of be represented of the underlying older energies and things that we were talking about needing to let go of. So I really feel that this is that energy that they were talking about tapping into. So we want to tap into these clean waters. We want to tap into this beautiful Venus system, which is also, I also see these connected like veins too. So what this is really interesting too is that we have this golden, beautiful crown chakra type energy, and we have a Mercury symbol in this as well. So this again is not only about Mercury as in like a detoxification on a physical level. Mercury also governs and kind of like works with the mind. So we want to look at how we can purify our thoughts, how we can purify our body. Oh, hey, Jocelyn, just saw your name pop up. All right, so let's have a look and pick a card for someone else as well. Thank you for all your questions, by the way. I'm just trying to get to as many as I can. For those that are wanting their own personal private reading, yeah, there is a chance to win tonight. So if you hit like and you share, I will be picking at the end of it. Everyone's name will go into who's liked and shared, and I'll be picking a name to win a private reading with me, which we'll be doing aura drawing, tarot reading, and also chatting to the guides. Okay, so Jonas Spirit, let's pick a card for you. You're saying that you're feeling everything is right for you at the moment, but is there a message of something that I'm not acknowledging? Great question. Let's have a look. All right. All right, so what they're showing me is I'm going into kind of like meditative mode, and I'm feeling this kind of like centralization to do with like a straight connection of like spirit down through the middle of the body, and feeling like quite grounded. I'm feeling like the image they're showing me is like, you know, that warrior that has that sort of like sharp mindset, and they're focused, they're clear, and there's like wax on, wax off, that sort of like type energy. And I'm just sort of seeing it's like just staying in that kind of like mindset, in that meditation mode, and anything that's of like lesser or lower vibration, it's like block. I think you might have even seen those memes that are out there, like, you know, 2020, like, what are you throwing at me? There was a lot last year, 2019, but it's like, you know, anything that's like a lower energy, lower vibration, it's kind of like block. So I am seeing that sort of energy come up, but let's pick a card for you, Jonas, and see what it is that we have. All right, so what I'm actually seeing is more, I'm getting like a lot of yellow coming up, and a lot of yellow like around throat chakra as well. They're really talking, and I'm like getting them go like this. So it's like they're waking up your throat chakra. And I'm also seeing like singing and voicing type energy in connection with this. So they're really wanting you to kind of like, it's like step outside the boundary. The energy of what I feel is like going on stage, and you're kind of like clearing your throat and preparing to sing. So they're just sort of showing me it's like getting this inner confidence, this inner fire around throat chakra. And oh, cool. So Jonas is saying, I've done a lot of grounding work after a traumatic time. And this is what they're talking about in terms of like holding sort of like that pillar of strength, and really not letting anyone kind of like rock you off that ground or try and lift your feet. You're doing really, really well. This is sort of like that next step in it, is just like, it's using the beauty of your voice is part of how I would say it. But what I would also say is like getting in touch with that fierceness, that kind of like lion energy within the throat, and even meditating over the symbol of a lion over your throat and visualizing that lion kind of energy and how you can kind of bring out that inner roar. So let's have a look at this card and what we feel with this. What I'm actually seeing, feeling in, is like stardust coming in. It literally looks like it's raining stardust around you, but it's just about tapping into that. So if I was to draw your aura right now, especially over your right hand side, which is external to you, it's that you've been asking for like higher things to come in, whether it's from like your guides, your angels, or higher self. All of that is like raining down like a shower. It's just kind of like about popping your head under the shower and kind of feeling it. So we've got that energy coming up. This is beautiful. This is the hard work you're doing. This is the yellow energy that we were talking about to do with this throat chakra. This is you. You've planted the seed. You've grown strong foundations. This is unshakable. So even if people might try and kind of like, you know, pop you off the perch or kind of like knock your feet off the ground, your roots are firmly, deeply rooted in the ground. And now this is about reaping the rewards of this fruit. So you've planted your seed, you're nurturing, and we also talked about this in the collective right at the start for anyone that's missed this as well. All right, so let's see what we have question-wise. Thank you for everyone tuning in on both Instagram and Facebook. Okay, so Donna Lee is asking, she's saying she's new to live guidance, with love guidance around health. Let's have a look. All right, so Donna Lee. I also saw that you're a sharer too, so that means you go into a chance to win a private reading. And we've just had some cards fall out of the deck. So we've had 3 fall out. So one is face up, so I will talk about that. This one that's face up is a very important card. It is what I call a choose your own adventure card. So I feel like health, it can go 2 ways. This is like a crossroad. This is like a pathway. Oh, thank you, Jonas. You're just saying, Jonas is saying, thank you, it really resonates, spot on. Thank you. So yeah, this card that we've got come up, and we were doing this card for Donna Lee. So with this, it's a choose your own adventure card. So it's literally like walking on a straight line, path A, path B. So I'll quickly have a look because we do have a few cards. Blue is like the picture of health to me. It's the card of healing. It's the card of transformation. It's the card connected to do with deep transformation. Hi, Rosie. Good to see you on here. Hi, Michelle. Hello. So yeah, what I'm also feeling to do with this as well, this other card is a learning lesson. So at the moment, looking at the lessons behind the health, and looking at the lessons of what is it that you've missed. So looking into the emotional side of what's going on for you at a health level right now. So what I feel with this, it's to scan the body, it's to tune into everything, write a list of things that might be coming up, you know, different aches and pains, different sensations within the body. One thing I am sort of seeing, it's taking me more to like a system within the body. I would call this, it looks like it's more connected to do with fluid that's flowing within the body. So I would say that if we peel back the layers of what the root, like if we want to get more to like the underlying issues, we might be looking more towards like the blood or more towards like the lymphatic system. So this is our detoxification purification system. So things that can like result out of this, if it's if there is like health issues going on, can be so many different things. But if we want to look at it at a root level, we're looking at things that impact and affect these systems. So always, like with health, diving deep, looking at like what's behind the symptoms, digging to that deep layer. Okay, you know, there might be a headache or something. What's the symptom? What is that headache a symptom of? So let's have a look to do with this blue card. We have the card of Valor. And this has spiritual implications behind it. It's about holding spiritual energy. This is about direct connection from physical self to higher self. This was the card I saw connected to do with choosing more in sort of like the health pathway. And to do with the other card, which was the yellow card that we had to do with learning more. This is the Queen. So it is the Queen of Wands. And we have this beautiful cat-like energy coming up. This is sort of like this this energy that I saw going around the body, because I saw it as sort of like a yellow fluid when we're talking about like blood and lymph and things. So yeah, what this represents either way is you like trusting your body and starting to like step back into your power. Always definitely seeking medical advice too, but this is really about like where is your part in this, where is like your part in the health. Looking up, I highly recommend a book written by Annette Noontel. She writes a body, sort of is a barometer book. Louise Hay also writes a book where you can look up like your symptoms and it will, or like different body parts, and it will tell you what the underlying emotional factor is. It will also give you like different affirmations to work with in order to kind of work with that health issue on an emotional level, because we really want to tackle health issues from a physical, mental, spiritual and an emotional level. Sometimes they will reoccur or occur just on a physical. Sometimes they will occur more on kind of like an emotional level. So looking at different things. So I hope that that's helped, but it is kind of like a choose your own adventure path to do with that at the moment. I feel like it means that there's some options open. If there's anything that you wanted to discuss more or tell me about, feel free to send me a message on my private Facebook as well. But yeah, wishing you all the best. Let's have a look. Okay. All right, Donna, interesting question. So my ex asked me back, though he has been with others after 10 years, I love him, but I don't trust him. What I actually go to, like as soon as I read your question, I'm feeling what feels like a pause. And by what I mean by that is sort of like a spiritual pause. I'm actually sort of like seeing heart area, and I'm seeing a knife kind of like jabbed into the heart. So what I feel that there was like a lot to do with mistrust or possibly like even infidelity and things around the relationship. Let's just pick a card for him at the moment and sort of see like what's happening. Okay, so even just like shuffling and picking the card, the energies that I'm seeing. Hi Jack, good to see you on here. Hello everyone else who's just joining. So what I'm seeing, Donna, is what I would see is kind of like a little bit of Kundalini energy. And by that, what I mean is we can have our chakras working, and you have healthy versions of chakras, and you'll have misguided or chakras that are sort of like in opposite energy or non-optimum energy. Hello. Yeah, so what I'm seeing with this is a lot of red energy coming up around the root chakra. So sometimes when you see that as sort of like a dominant energy coming up in the aura, it will be energies that are focused on sort of like sex and on survival. Sometimes it will come up in order to do with like addiction and different things as well. It can also be sort of like a manifestation of that. Let me just see if there's any. So let's also see. All right, so what I'm feeling with this, I do still feel like there's areas of the trust issue to explore to do with him as well. Yeah, so I would definitely be looking at, there's just a pause. Let me just say that spiritual pause keeps coming back to do with this energy. We'll flip the card. There's a pause about like mentally thinking about it. It's like your heart and your brain are saying two different things. I really feel to listen to both. And I would even suggest writing out the question with your right hand, and what that will do is sort of like have it in a clear way, but then answering with your left hand. And what that will do is tap you deep into the subconscious energy as well, so that you get an answer from kind of like your deeper subconscious, but it's outside of yourself, but it's connected to do with higher self at the same time. So this is the card of victory. Remember we were just saying about like tuning into like your head and your heart to do with this, because they're saying different things. This is a card about deeply trusting your own spiritual self when it comes to the answer, because I feel that you really do know the answer, but it's almost like making a choice out of feeling that there's lack or that there's not enough choice. This is about raising self-worth. If I look at it as a core issue, it really is about like raising self-worth, having like really high form of love for yourself, looking at the way that your family and loved ones love you and what they want for you, looking at it through their eyes. What would they want for you if you could pick your best and highest choice, and thinking about it from that way. So let's grab, we'll get to another question. Okay, so Julian, who's also Skater Girl, let's pick a card for you. Hi, Dells, just wondering if I would be a nurse in the future. Thank you. All right. So what I see when I start to shuffle and I start to like tap into your energy is I am seeing like a lot of green energy. I'm also seeing like a lot of gold. You have like gifts with intuition as well. All right. So, all right, let's tap into this energy. So what I'm seeing is it's not just the world of nursing that's opening up to you, although I feel that you could put and derive your energy and direction with that, but I feel like there's other things. I feel like that you're multi-talented, though you have a few things that you're really good at. You're good like with creativity, you're good with so many different things. It's kind of like hard to narrow down and pick. I feel like you could really excel in nursing if that's what you choose to do, but I also feel there'll be other elements that you put together to work with it. There's a lot of gold coming in when I tune into this. So when we get gold come in, a lot of the time it's streaming in from source or from higher self. So it's a really, really good sign. Also gold, especially when we see it with glitter, is associated with kind of like a medicine Buddha type energy. And by that is what I mean, like a true natural healer. So someone that doesn't even have to kind of like really like strain or like focus the energy. It's just they live that energy. They bring that frequency with them upon the earth. So let's flip this card. We have this card for someone else tonight too. We've got the card of change. So what this is you might be kind of like feeling and building that energy, but you need to actively step out that cycle or that circle to enact the change. So this is really about taking action on things. It's about creating change in your life. So really, you know, summoning up that inner confidence, really starting to feel and plan your future and make fundamental footsteps into making that happen. All right, let's have a look for some questions. Okay, Wendy, you're just asking, you would love a card. Let's pick one for you. All right. All right, this is interesting. So when I'm tuning into your energy, it's almost like your guides are singing like Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. And I'm seeing blue come in. There's a higher form of communication that they have around you. And I'm starting to see spirit in my room as I'm talking. They're talking about pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the synchronicities, pay attention to what you're feeling, because I really feel that you are tuning into these high vibrations and frequencies. So really like listening into spirit. That's the energy that I'm picking up on to do with you at the moment. And don't doubt yourself. That's also what they're saying. So let's pick a card. All right. I'm seeing yellow energies come up around this too. So it really is like learning more about your gifts and learning more about how to step into this confidence, because it's like the gifts are there, but you need to have the confidence with it. This could even be like enrolling in a course or something too around it. Okay, so when I'm actually like focusing my energy and tuning into the energy and frequency of this card, I'm just sort of seeing it's like everything quietening around me. You know how I was saying before to do with like the guidance and things coming in and starting to see spirit in the room? This is more someone that I would see is aligned with like healing and mediumship is some of the energies that I'm seeing to do with this. So let's flip this card. Look at this, Ace of Disc. All these beautiful heartfelt green and gold energies lining up. And we said before about synchronicities. So looking at how the synchronicities are kind of like showing up for you. So really like starting to feel those, the signs and synchronicities, like looking at what you were thinking of just before you had a synchronicity happen. Or if it's a number, looking at like what it is that you feel you were thinking or feeling right before that number synchronicity happened. So let's pick some more for some people. Oh, Kez. Let's see, you're saying, how's your job looking? Would love some guidance, please. All right, what I'm seeing is your feet walking on a path, and I'm seeing the orange on the path with the gold, which the gold almost kind of looks like little pebbles or like little shiny coins. I'm feeling pulled towards the right, although I'm seeing the coins on the left. It's almost like this little zigzag. I feel like there's like a little defer or something to do with like work or with job, but then I feel it sort of like coming around. So whether there's a delay or something to do with work, let's pick a card to do with this. It's almost like something is sort of slow for a little and then picks up. And I feel like there's more of an opportunity to do with like finance increase, to do with work and things. So let's see what we get with this. Okay. They're asking you to reassess, look over like your resume and things, look at the skills and talents you already have and like list them off, starting to like look into it as though you're viewing it from another person's point of view. I really feel that they're encouraging you to like step it up in terms of confidence too, to do with your job. Let's also see what else we have with this. The other thing that I'm seeing is like walking through fire. That's the image and the colors that they're showing me. We'll flip the card. So we've got interference. So remembering I was just saying like a little bit of a delay or almost sort of like a sidestep or like a little bit of things kind of like being quiet at the moment and then things coming back up. So at the moment, it's not being too worried or too concerned to do with work, but keeping on the lookout for like a higher role or position, and also looking at like around your resume, like updating and adding new skill sets and things, and really looking at it from a third party point of view in your gifts and talents, and not being afraid to kind of like toot your own horn in that way is what they're showing me. With this interference, it's also about quietening everyone else's beliefs about what it is that you're capable of and what you're what's possible and open to you. So with standing strong in commitment from sort of like holding your and anchoring your feet in the ground, feeling aligned with higher self and with your belief system and becoming like unshakable, it's going to lead you to like a higher path is what I'm seeing connected to do with finances and in terms of like what you actually get out of your job too. All right, so let's have a look. I'm having a card jump out. Nadine, this card just jumped out when I just read your question. So any messages around love coming into my life again? Gorgeous. This is about like you lining things up. It's really about, all right, so for me to feel love, what I want to resonate and feel within me first is like the self-love. I want to like charge up all of my energy, all of my body's feeling that like I am lovable, that I'm worthy, that you know, it's like seeing all of the possibilities for love and really like flowing that energy to you. Thanks, Kaz. Um, yeah, so I'm wanting you to kind of like work at like all these little fires. See these gorgeous little fires that we've got? This is the card of victory. This is about, it's a spiritual kind of job on the inside, is the way they're talking about, like in manifesting love. Oh, Kes was just saying, wow, you're amazing. I work for Qantas, so much happening. Oh, I have a few friends and family that also work for Qantas, so I'm just sending you my love and holding you in my prayers and things, and just seeing that beautiful path that we saw that was like a slight delay or pause, but then the runway kind of opening up again. So yeah, just you're in my thoughts. So Nadine, this card is really amazing. We have some Leo energy in this. We have Jupiter. Leo is kind of like the governor of the heart. There is nothing more in like the zodiac signs and that speak to like that heart energy. Leo is like romantic, they're beautiful, they love to be like wined and dined, they're like the ultimate romantic. So this is about getting in touch with kind of like the inner Leo energy. It doesn't even have to mean that you're like a Leo or anything like that, but this is about, hi Kathy, this is about you tapping in to this heart energy that you have. It's about looking at the gifts that you bring to the world as well. Also, I sometimes will get this card come up. Just lately, I've seen it as a card connected to do with physics. And if we visualize ourselves as the container, and we visualize ourselves peeling back all these layers, and we're just looking at ourselves from a pure physical energy. Thank you for the love, girls. Hi Jirapon, good to see you on here. So yeah, looking at it from a physics point of view, vibrating your cells with self-love and feeling that you are a vibrational match for what it is that you're putting out and what it is that you're seeking, and starting to manifest that love as a feeling that's kind of like within you, and starting to feel that charge magnetizing towards you, and see yourself with that beautiful divine loving partner. I also feel like the guides are just saying that they want to tell you, you know, like keep raising your standards, keep raising your self-worth, because the type of love that you are capable of attracting is that sort of like beautiful romance energy. It is the thing that like we dream about, that we desire. Sure, there might be things come up from day to day, but yeah, I really feel it's like shooting for the stars would be like what I'm hearing them say. All right, so let's see. We've only got about 15 minutes left. Let's have a look. Jirapon, let's pick a card for you. Feeling so drawn to your energy on here as well. So let's see what we get. So much yellow around you and beautiful like aqua turquoise. It's a learning to do with like past life connection stuff. Oh, so Nadine's also saying, perfect, thank you, exactly what I'm working on at the moment. My inner self, getting in tune with my higher self source. Physics, wow, yes, definitely shedding the layers. You are awesome. And oh wow, felt that energy, thank you. And that's really what I'm trying to bring through, like as we do these cards and we work with the guides, is really bringing through the energy, because they don't just speak in terms of words and things, they bring through the energy. And so thank you so much for feeling that and sensing that, and I hope that others who needed to hear that message, because this is something that we can all do in terms of like manifesting. So Jirapon, what I was seeing to do with you is, if I'm looking at your aura, what I'm actually seeing is over the, I'm dyslexic, so I'm like looking at you mirror, like standing in front of me. So over your right hand side, I'm seeing all this beautiful blue, aqua color, and turquoise energy. This comes up and it's coming up as an outward expression or something that you're heading into. So it comes up when there's something to do with a past life coming up. So whether it's a pattern that's been on repeat or something that feels like it's sort of like been cycling around. Sometimes it also comes up to do with gifts and things that we've had in past life, and it's about us wanting to tap in. And it's so funny because as I'm saying this, I'm actually getting this accent come through that feels connected to do with the past life with you. And what I'm feeling is what I would say is more sort of like a Russian accent, and it's really actually physically hard to not step in and do the accent right now that's coming up, but we're having the yellow. So the yellow on the left hand side is about tapping into that inner learning, that inner space of the heart, and looking into the information that this, you're welcome Donna, so yeah, it's about tapping into the inner space of that energy of why is past life stuff coming up? Why is there something to do with like remembering this Russian, European past life? I'm so trying not to do that accent right now, but hopefully you can feel the energy of what it is that I'm talking about. Let's jump in and pick a card to do with this. All right, so seeing those same sort of like yellow energy and things as well. And what I'm actually seeing is in this lifetime, there's an adaptability. There's an energy that you've had to be able to kind of like jump in the deep end and learn things. And what I'm seeing is, how would I say? It's like jumping in the pool and then learning how to swim is the energy of what I'm seeing. So let's flip this card. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is the card of disappointment, but what it is remembering that even though like we just said about like jumping in the pool and learning how to swim. So what's interesting about this card is we have the water, which we were just talking about, like with pool. This water is kind of like tainted to do with sort of like a bit of bitterness. We have the kidney energy, which represents in Chinese medicine in a negative state, a little bit of fear. So we need to kind of like flood this energy of love and excitement and energy back into life. Jump in the deep end, because we do have these cups within here that are in pure crystal form. So it's about looking at your template, and you do have this beautiful, wonderful template and this adaptability. So it is about flowing through this energy that we do have available to us. This is this energy, this other, I feel like it's a female energy that you were in this Russian lifetime. Oh, thank you, Donna. She's just saying I'm doing awesome. That's so cute. And Savannah, your first time here, welcome. So yeah, with this energy, Durapon, it really is about you tapping into this other lifetime. This also sometimes comes up when there's expression around throat chakra. So it's funny, even just tapping in and experimenting with a little bit of a Russian accent might help to step you into the window of this past life energy. But yeah, feel free to send me a message and I can tell you a little bit more as well. Also, for anyone that's just joining us, there is a giveaway that's happening tonight. So when you like and share this video, you have the chance to win a free reading with me, which will be an aura drawing with tarot cards and also communication with guides as well. So let's have a look if we can tap in and get to someone else. Okay. Oh, so Rhiannon, I would love a card for health, please. Big thank you for your time. Okay. Okay, so when I start to shuffle, Rhiannon, what I'm feeling is, it's interesting. I'm seeing what feels like my head in a bubble and kind of like a little bit of the heart coming into that bubble as well. When I'm asking them what this represents, I'm seeing sort of like a light pink vibrational color. And I'm also like feeling into this. It's like you are really working and nurturing and trying to like give yourself the love and give yourself like that inner reflection and things like that. I feel like there is a little bit to be going on to do with immunity at the moment. That's sort of like what I'm seeing, like in terms of what that bubble could also represent, is sort of like having to protect immunity. The other thing I'm seeing to do with that is also like making sure that your chest is strengthened and that you're really kind of like doing what you can to protect against immunity around kind of like colds and flus, these kind of parts of the immune system. The other thing that I'm seeing too is they're showing me a little bit of yellow to do with this as well. So there's like a little bit of inquiry as to like the health side of things and looking into like some of the reasons or looking into like the symptoms. And I'm seeing what looks to me as sort of like a, how would you call it, like a brain map. And you know, like when you're in school and they're like, write a brain map. And so like you write down, all right, so health might be the big picture. This is connected to do with the health. This is connected this. But looking at it in terms of like the emotions and things as well. But they are showing me sort of this bubble. So let's have a look with this card. The other thing that I'm getting is almost like feeling like a little bit low in iron. I feel kind of like a little bit faint. So I'm not sure if this is going on for you, but I feel like to get your levels checked or to kind of like, you know, possibly like blood test levels, things like that. Also looking at things that kind of affect or play a part to do with like this kind of like dizziness type energy. So we'll flick this card. This is a card of dominion. This sometimes I also will get if it represents like fertility and things. It's also about like looking at like where you're burning your energy up and really like how you can kind of bring it back to do with self. This sometimes will also come up to do with cellular health. So fertility, cellular health, the energies within this card are about Aries and Mars. So it is about like taking action on it too. So I hope this has helped. If you need to sort of like go more in depth, you can contact me. I do have booking times available on my website, but I am away for next week, going on a beautiful romantic weekend away at the beach, which will be lovely. So just local, but still will be nice. But yeah, if anyone needs any like emergency appointments, anything like that, please feel free to message me, because I will be squeezing 1 or 2 appointment windows within that time. So yeah, let me know as soon as possible and I can try and organize that. Let's have a look for another question. Oh, thank you, Lisa. She's just saying thank you for the chance of the giveaway. Sounds great. Wishing you all the best of luck with that too. Juripan saying da, thank you. I can hear Russian accent from here. Very nice. All right. That's so cute. I thought you were trying to say it in Russian. Made sense. All right, Elizabeth, let's step in to have a look around Korea. First thing that comes up is, I feel like 3 to 4 months time, whether you've been thinking about like a course or thinking about study or something, there's an extra like upgrade available. I feel like it's a really good opportunity to you. It feels good in terms of like upgrading career. Let me see. I'm just being shown like a piece of the puzzle, and they're showing me the puzzle going in and fitting. So it feels somewhat connected to something that you've already done, or to what you're doing. Let's have a look. Elizabeth. I feel like this is something that your heart's been telling you to do. It's like a little murmur that's sort of like coming up and speaking, or like a little bird that's like popping its head out of the nest and kind of like chirping is the energy that it's showing me. So let's pick a card to do with this. All right, so I'm still seeing 3 to 4 months around career and things coming up to do with that possibility. So it doesn't feel like that it's in full bloom just yet, but having a look for these opportunities, I definitely would be recommending to have a look into this. So let's also see what we have. Okay, this is really interesting. The image that's coming up to me is the image of the plant ivy, and I'm seeing how like ivy, sometimes it will feed, or it usually does feed or thrive in an environment where it's almost like, I would say, a botanist or like someone who works with gardening would say that it might be more what we would call a plant that would feed off another plant, so parasitic. But what I'm actually seeing is the ivy like growing up, feeding from one foundation and starting to like grow and have the leaves like express from like one place to the other. So by what I mean by this is, if we look into ivy bark flower essences, it's an essence that we take when we need to summon inner strength and we want to like have sort of like a climbing of the ladder in a way, is the image that I see with this. So let's flip the card. This is cool. So we picked this card to do with career and to do with what we were talking about in terms of this opportunity that's coming up as a form of career progression and possibly like around study and things. So we also talked about heart energy behind this. This is the card of the Emperor. So I'm going to bring this in a little closer. There's on the shield of protection, we have the phoenixes rising out of the ashes. So this could possibly be something that's like reborn or new energy, like reinvigorated to do with something. We also have a lot of Aries energy to do with this too. So it is about looking at it from, you know, like get your focus on and really like get the blinders on and start thinking about it in terms of like you putting time aside for yourself to do with this. The other thing that I keep seeing come up in the background is like heart energy too. So I feel that that is also a big thing. It's like when heart is like running smooth, other areas of your life are running smooth as well. Oh, thank you, Nadine. She's just saying she's grateful and appreciative of my gift. Thank you. That really means a lot. So thank you so much for that. Let's have a look. Silvana, you're just saying, oh, Elizabeth, she's also saying, I just resigned from my job and want to start a mentor program for young adults with additional needs. So this would also be this energy of what we said, like to do with 3 to 4 months. So it could be like that you're getting into that alignment. And this is the heart energy that's also coming up. So that's a really beautiful thing as well. And just, my Instagram just ran out, so we're just posting that. Yeah, so with this energy, it's totally like the heart fused energy that we were talking about it behind. So remember when we said when we get the heart energy right and that feels good, then things will sort of flow a little bit more for the future. But yeah, beautiful card with this Emperor energy, really starting to feel that as in like what you're doing. An Emperor doesn't just sort of like be at the beck and the call to everyone else. An Emperor is commanding. There's a presence that they have with us, like within themselves or within us. If we're sort of channeling that Emperor energy, so look at how you can channel this Emperor energy into this new mentor program that you're running and that you would love to do. Silvana, very quickly, I'll just pick a card for you out of my other deck because I did say that I would pick one and we are out of time. So we have the card of harmony for you, Silvana. This is out of my own personal deck. This is a deck of cards that I have made and do have on my website, which is available under my name. So the card of harmony, this is about reflection at the moment and how you can bring harmony into your life. So if we're looking at that in terms of money, it says clear and release clutter and emotions that could be blocking you from experiencing more harmony. Also light candles and burn some oils and lift vibration. So looking at rituals that you can do in terms of abundance, working with things like, where have I got some? Citrine is the stone of abundance. So bringing some citrine into your place, having a little candle. This is perfect to have in the front area of the house. So like if you had like a little table or something in that front area of the house, having it on the left hand side, and this helps to anchor and bring more money energy in. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined us tonight. Thank you for everyone that has liked and shared. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see whose name gets pulled out of that lucky draw to win the free reading with me. I will be announcing that soon. But yeah, sending you so much love going into the week. If you missed the start, please go back to the video to check out this week's collective reading at the start to see what's coming up. All right, so much love for you all. Thank you. Lovely to meet you all too. And lovely to see familiar faces. Bye.